In today's Final Touch, he did it his way.
Now, for the right price, you can enjoy some of the fruits of Frank Sinatra's labor. Items from Sinatra's Chairman's Suite in Atlantic City are set to be auctioned off. Sinatra kept an executive suite at the former Golden Nugget Casino in Atlantic City. S&S auction recently furniture and...
Did you see any of the price, like the starting bids on any of this stuff?
This is the original suite before.
Oh, look at that.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Chairman of the board. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. Be careful if you're heading out. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.
Right now at 5, a Madison Memorial High School student is arrested after having a knife outside of the school. What district officials are saying about it?
After repeated cases of speeding and reckless driving near one Rock County school zone, police are responding. We'll tell you how.
Plus, we'll have a first look from the old Oscar Mayer plant, what renovations they have planned there.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. The snow is continuing to fall throughout the area. We could see it for the next 3 days.
Let's check in first at 5 with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, we've got a little bit of a break right now on the snow across south central Wisconsin. The snow is mainly to our east and to the south of us. In fact, if we take a look at visible CLOUDTRAck, the clouds are widespread through much of the upper Midwest. And you kind of see that little hole right over southern Wisconsin. The snow from earlier this morning has shifted to the north and east. The next batch developing across southern Iowa and western Illinois that'll head in for later on tonight. So right now we're kind of quiet, just a few flurries in a few spots. Also some fog out there. Visibility is generally running between about 1 and 4 miles through southern Wisconsin. Temperatures are right around the freezing mark. Madison right at 32, Janesville just above that at 34, but to the north temperatures are just below 30. And as far as snow over the next couple of days, we'll probably be looking at about a 2 to 5 inch snowfall, heaviest amounts east of Madison, but it'll be spread out over about a 2 to 2.5 day period. Temperatures will hold nearly steady or just very slowly fall overnight. By morning, we'll be down to around 30 degrees, but the next batch of snow will arrive later tonight. I'll have more details and weather in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thanks. A reminder, you can stay up to date with the wintry weather with our app. It features hourly accurate radar and first alert traffic to help you get to your destination safely. You can download it for free right now in your phone's app store.
Breaking this afternoon, an armed teenager was taken into custody this morning after showing up at Madison Memorial High School. Police say a snowplow driver called 911 after seeing a teenager walking near Memorial High School with a long kitchen knife, and he was trying to get into the school. Memorial's school resource officer worked with school staff to disarm the teen and then took him into custody. He was taken to a juvenile reception center.
We've had 3 or 4 incidents similar to this within the last month. And in each one of these incidents, it has been that see something, say something slogan that we use, and it's showing that it's working.
Matt Hendrickson, the principal of Memorial High School, sent a letter out to parents following the incident. The same letter was also sent to parents with students at Jefferson Middle School in Madison because of its proximity to Memorial High School.
Speeding and reckless driving in school zones.
It is an issue that Rock County police say has been going on for too long. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter is live in Beloit to tell us how they're cracking down. Adam?
Yeah, Eric and Susan, it's this stretch of Cranston Road here in Beloit that police say has been the big issue. Now, they're concerned the cars flying through this school zone well over the posted school zone limit.
Beloit Police Sergeant Matt Donovan calls this area a safety concern.
And then the speed limit changes at each end of the school zones.
That 15-mile-an-hour speed limit regularly ignored. But it's not just a matter of speed.
Reckless driving, not paying attention to what's going on, just careless driving.
Putting kids at nearby Robinson Elementary School in danger.
In this direction, the school zone starts right about where the school property is.
Donovan and other members of the Beloit Police Force are now fighting back. Yesterday morning alone, pulling over more than 24 drivers.
And it's not worth the safety of the children, teachers, parents in their cars, whoever's on the road. It's just not worth that risk.
And even if you think you've got a reason to speed, Sergeant Donovan says that excuse won't go very far with him or anyone else at BPD.
Is that excuse going to be good if you hit somebody? Hey, I was late for work. How's that going to play out to the parent of that child? Or you ran into the rear end of another car. If you're the victim car, how would that make you feel? I mean, it just doesn't work, doesn't work for me.
And Sergeant Donovan says he did the math, and going 15 miles an hour over the posted speed limit here in this school zone would save you just seconds off your commute. And he says when it comes to the lives of the kids, teachers, and parents headed through this area, those seconds saved are just not worth it.
Adam Duxter in Beloit. Adam, thank you. Roads were closed for nearly 2.5 hours today as crews responded to a gas leak in downtown Madison. This happened in the 200 block of Wisconsin Avenue near the former Madison College building about 8:50 this morning. Officials say the gas leak was contained 20 minutes later, but they were still monitoring natural gas levels inside that former Madison College building. Roads in the area started opening back up about 11:30.
House managers began the second day of their opening statements focused on making the case that President Trump abused his power. Senators are sitting silently through the marathon trial sessions, but outside the chamber, they have been weighing in. Some Republicans have complained that the arguments are repetitive.
Every hour that goes by where they don't say something new, they make it easier for people on the bubble to vote against their position.
The same Republicans saying they heard nothing new just voted 9 times on Tuesday to hear nothing new.
Senator Schumer says conversations are ongoing to introduce new witnesses and documents, but Democrats have shot down the idea of a witness swap. Former National Security Advisor John Bolton's testimony in exchange for the Bidens. Meanwhile, Wisconsin U.S. senators are weighing in.
In order to have a full, fair, and honest trial, we need witnesses with direct, first-hand knowledge of the articles of impeachment, the abuse of power, specifically the president's withholding of nearly $400 million of security assistance to Ukraine.
The president will and should challenge those types of subpoenas. So again, there's the practicality of it. So let's listen to the case, the House case, the White House case, and then we should decide.
CBS News will continue to keep you up to date on the impeachment trial of President Trump. We will have special reports every day until the conclusion of the trial.
Chinese health officials have locked down 3 cities now as they race to contain a mysterious illness that has killed at least 17 people. World Health Organization officials say the outbreak is clearly a crisis in China, but they are not ready to call it a global health emergency when it comes to coronavirus, which has infected nearly 600 people in at least 6 countries, including the U.S. In Washington state, the nation's first infected patient is now recovering, while health officials are also investigating possible cases in Los Angeles and Texas. Meanwhile, here in Wisconsin, a group of UW-Platteville students who recently returned from China are being monitored for coronavirus. According to school officials, the group had traveled to Wuhan, and it includes 2 Wuhan residents. That's where this illness was centered originally. The students are living together in a residence hall, but aren't under any quarantine or isolation. None are yet showing any signs of illness at this time.
American Family Children's Hospital is temporarily restricting visitors due to an uptick in flu and respiratory syncytial virus cases. Starting Friday, children under the age of 12 will not be allowed as visitors in the inpatient units. This does not impact clinic appointments on the 1st and 2nd floors of American Family Children's Hospital or UW Hospital. The last time we saw visitor restrictions like this was in 2009 when H1N1 was making the rounds. It's unclear when the restrictions will be lifted.
Well, what used to be the Oscar Mayer headquarters is being redeveloped into mixed-use space.
Our Gabriella Becerra joins us live with a first look inside the building. Gabriella?
Susan and Eric, this is our first look inside of the newly renovated lobby of the OM station. But walk with me this way into this space on the 1st floor. This is where Oscar Mayer used to work out of their office space, but it will soon be renovated space for a future company to work here. And now that might look like knocking these offices down and creating one large space, or even keeping the offices and renovating it to be whatever they'd like it to look like. These spaces are available going up on all 8 floors. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, we're going to give you a more in-depth look at the rest of the building, so stay tuned. But back to you guys.
Looking forward to that. It is very exciting. Gabriella Becerra reporting live. Thanks, Gabby.
Governor Evers has called the Republican-controlled legislature into a special session next week to take up an $8.5 million package of bills designed to help farmers. The state in the middle of a crisis that has caused the loss of 1/3 of the state's dairy farms since 2011. The bills range from grants for dairy processing plants to organic farming education. The Democratic governor says Republicans and Democrats need to work together for farmers. Republican Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald says he's all ears on the plan.
The school district of Beloit is looking to bring in an interim superintendent following the resignation of Dr. Stanley Monroe. Dr. Monroe resigned last week amid controversy surrounding treatment of staff and administration. According to the Beloit Daily News, the board is eyeing two potential candidates, William Beckley and Sue Green, who could serve as interim co-superintendents. The school board is hoping to finalize contracts by the end of the week, with Beckley and Green serving until June 30th. The Dane County Humane Society says it has received 30 dogs from overcrowded shelters in Wisconsin and Alabama. The Humane Society posted photos of the dogs that are available now. They say more dogs will be available in the coming days. To learn more about what animals are available, you can head to our website, channel3000.com.
Badger men's basketball team will honor the 2000 Final Four team with some throwback uniforms. According to Wisconsin Badger basketball on Twitter, they will be wearing the uniforms that they wore back in 2000. There you go. There's a look. That's what they wore back in 2000. They'll wear them during their February 9th game against the Ohio State Buckeyes at the Kohl Center. Mike Kelly, Andy Kowski, Roy Boone, and the rest of the 2000 Final Four team will be recognized as well during halftime of that game. It'll air at noon. That's again February 9th right here on News 3 Now. CBS game for that one. Ahead at 5, the Trump administration removing environmental protections for waterways across the country, how that change could impact our streams and wetlands.
And then coming up tonight at 6, a Sun Prairie woman says she could be out more than $150,000 after the owner of the property where she's living files for bankruptcy. We'll have that story at 6.
And the markets on this Thursday, again with mixed results. The Dow falls more than 26 points. The NASDAQ sees gains of almost 19. S&P 500 up 4. And we'll be right back. 3 U.S. firefighters are dead after their plane went down in Australia while battling the country's devastating wildfires there. Authorities say that aircraft took off about noon local time. It crashed about an hour later near the Australian capital of Canberra. Strong winds and high temps fueling the fast-spreading flames in the area of that crash.
Initial reports are that there was a large fireball associated with the impact of the plane as it hit the ground.
More than 100 American firefighters are in Australia to help get the disaster under control. Fires have now consumed an area larger than the state of Indiana and killed over 1 billion animals and at least 30 people.
The Environmental Protection Agency is unveiling a new rule rolling back Obama-era protections for some of the nation's waterways. The changes affect millions of miles of streams and wetlands that had been protected for half a century against pollution and development. President Trump maintains the move will benefit farmers, landowners, and businesses. Some conservation groups and environmentalists are fiercely opposed to the rule, arguing the change could threaten the nation's clean water supply.
At a time when we have more contaminants in our water, we're going to have less protection, and that's just really not the path forward.
The Trump administration expects the rollback to withstand any legal challenges. The changes are expected to take effect in a couple of months.
The 62nd Grammy Award show is just days away, but serious accusations from the Academy's recently suspended CEO are casting a shadow over music's biggest night. In a complaint filed Tuesday, Deborah Dugan, the suspended president of the Recording Academy, claims one artist who came in 18th in initial voting for Song of the Year not only sat on the committee deciding those nominees, but is represented by a member of the Academy board. She says that artist wound up as one of the final nominees.
Not only are there trustees that have conflict of interest on particular artists that are nominated, but more importantly, there are even artists that are nominated that are in the room. So for me, that's just such a blatant conflict of interest.
And despite the controversy, some of music's biggest stars continue to prepare for Sunday's show. You can watch the Grammys. It'll be Sunday night right here on CBS.
Let's get to weather now. Fresh dusting of snow today, and more to come from here, right, Gary?
Yeah, and I think the snow that we'll see tonight will be very typical compared to what we saw this morning, and then maybe a little bit more for Friday night into Saturday morning. As far as snow totals are concerned, about 2 inches in Benton and Dodgeville, about a little more than 1 inch in Janesville, officially Madison, 1.1 inches, and some of the other totals we saw about 2 inches in Mineral Point, 1.5 inches in Lodi, and Verona, about 1 inch of snow. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Some more light snow expected all the way through Saturday morning. The best chances of accumulation will be tonight and then tomorrow night into early Saturday morning. Fog may still reduce visibility. We're seeing not widespread dense fog, but widespread fog with visibilities in the 1 to 3 mile range. And mild weather will continue into the early part of next week for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, even though skies will remain mostly cloudy. As we check out high-resolution Doppler radar, you can see things pretty quiet across much of southern Wisconsin, maybe a few light flurries or a brief snow shower, but for the most part, the morning snow has lifted to the northeast. The next batch of snow is kind of developing down to the south. In between, everything's just kind of circulating around a large area of low pressure aloft, so we're kind of in that no-man's zone right now, but eventually that light snow will lift back in and we'll see our better chances of snow later on tonight. Alert days remain in the forecast for tonight and tomorrow for light snow and fog. Again, about 1 inch of additional accumulation tonight. And tomorrow there could be a mix of rain and snow from Madison southward with temperatures in the mid-30s. Then light snow and fog likely for tomorrow night into Saturday morning. That'll probably bring about a 1 to 3 inch accumulation. Heaviest amounts probably east of Madison, and then maybe an additional inch Saturday morning before everything winds down. So as far as impacts are concerned, still not looking at too much of an impact from icy conditions, but clearing and driving we've put in the moderate range because of the slippery road surfaces. And then as far as clearing is concerned, especially for tomorrow night, you might need a snowblower to help out. The snow will be a sticky, wet snow, which kind of adds to the clearing problem. As far as future track snow is concerned, this is through early tomorrow morning, and you see generally around 1 inch through southern Wisconsin. Little additional accumulation during the day tomorrow. That brings us to about 4 p.m. And then you can see perhaps another 1 inch to 2 or 3 inches tomorrow night with the heaviest amounts probably between Madison and Milwaukee. So total, we could be looking anywhere from about 3 to 4 inches closer toward Milwaukee, and maybe only about an inch or two closer toward the Mississippi River. As we look at visibility right now, you can see generally around 1 to 3 miles through much of southern Wisconsin. That could lower a little bit later on tonight. In fact, the live view from the Edgewater Skycam, you can kind of see the haziness in the capital with the light fog, even though it's not snowing here. Temperatures haven't moved very much. High today 32, the low 28, and right now we're sitting at 32 degrees. A few flurries being reported at the airport. Winds out of the east at 7 miles per hour. High temperatures over the next 10 days remaining above normal. So even though we're seeing snow, temperatures are going to stay above normal. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook still calling for above normal chances of temperatures, but the better chances over the eastern and western parts of the country, a little slot in between where these storm systems are coming through, will keep temperatures perhaps a little bit closer to average. So our forecast for tonight calls for mostly cloudy skies, be a period of light snow, especially later on tonight, and some fog, around an inch of accumulation by morning, low dropping only a couple of degrees to around 30. Tomorrow, look for a high of 36. It'll be mostly cloudy with some light snow and fog. And again, there could be a little bit of rain mixed from Madison southward in the afternoon. You can see this on FUTURETRACK. Temperatures holding nearly steady this evening, dropping to around 30 by tomorrow morning. You can see a little batch of snow coming through late tonight, a bit of a break tomorrow, maybe a little rain mixed in south of Madison in the afternoon, then another shot of snow tomorrow night. The better chances, or the more persistent snows east of Madison, and then you can see on Saturday that just kind of winds down to flurries. Again, about an inch tonight, little during the day tomorrow, and then maybe a 1 to 3 inch snowfall for tomorrow night for storm total somewhere in the 2 to 5 inch range. 7 to 10 day forecast, temperatures remaining above normal. Some light snow chances Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then toward the end of next week. Groundhog Day, doesn't look like Jimmy's going to see his shadow. Probably wouldn't see it at all for next week. As we take a look at first alert traffic right now, you can see on the Beltline, this is at Todd Drive, traffic moving steadily in both directions. The roads are wet though, and that might slow traffic down a little bit. Right now we're seeing delays in the westbound Beltline from around Fish Hatchery Road back to around Monona Drive, eastbound from Monona Drive to Park Street, and then again from Fish Hatchery Road back to Verona Road. As far as travel times are concerned right now, 24 minutes on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate. Same going back in the westbound direction. Heading out of Madison, I-3990, pretty good down toward Janesville, 25-minute commute there. 17 minutes to Sauk City on US 12 from Middleton, and 17 minutes to Sun Prairie from downtown Madison on East Washington Avenue. That's your News 3 Now First Alert Traffic.
Thank you, Gary.
Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, a text about a delivery could put you at risk of getting scammed. We'll have the details after a short break. Online shoppers waiting for a package to arrive may want to think twice before opening any delivery updates that you receive via text message.
Tom Hansen explains why FedEx and Amazon are warning customers about a new nationwide scam.
People across the country are receiving text messages like this one. It claims to be from FedEx and asks you to set delivery preferences. Gail Mann was surprised when she got a similar message.
And your thoughts were what?
I don't have any packages coming. No packages.
Turns out the texts are a scam.
Anyone that has a phone number could be a target.
Justin Duino from howtogeek.com says people who click on the link are directed to a fake Amazon customer satisfaction survey. It then offers a free watch or other gifts as a reward. All you have to do is enter your credit card information to pay for shipping.
But when you dig into it, it's asking you to sign up for a trial to the company where they'll charge you almost $100 per month.
Security experts say they don't know who's behind the scam, and police in several states are warning people not to fall for it. FedEx is telling customers, quote, "We do not send unsolicited texts or emails requesting money, package, or personal information. Suspicious messages should be deleted without being opened and reported to abuse@fedex.com.
If you don't know the source and if you don't trust whoever is sending it to you, you shouldn't click on any links. If you do, I would immediately exit out of them.
While it can be hard to tell the real messages from the fake ones, Duino's golden rule, think before you click. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Stay with us. We'll have another check of your forecast in just a moment.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, day 2 of the impeachment trial. The House Democrats zero in on the charge that the president abused his power and the fight to call witnesses. We've got the latest from Capitol Hill. A new health alert on that deadly Chinese virus. Reports of at least 2 more suspected cases right here in the U.S. That as China quarantines 20 million people. And we'll meet a father and son serving up compassion to their city's homeless. That's all tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And snow is sort of the weather situation.
Yeah, we're in a little bit of a break right now. You can see the morning snow has shifted off to the northeast. The next batch starting to develop down to our south, and that'll be in here later on tonight. But right now, things will be pretty quiet for the evening. Give you a chance to shovel off the sidewalk or driveway if you didn't this morning. Also, some fog out there of the visibility is generally between about 1 and 3 miles. A few places a little bit above that. Current temperatures right around the freezing mark, so roads could be slippery, especially if there's still snow or some slush on them. And as we check out snow totals, by tomorrow morning, an additional inch or so of snow, not much during the day tomorrow, and then maybe an additional 1 to 3 inches tomorrow night into early Saturday morning. The heavier totals more likely east of Madison, so you could end up with an additional 2 to 5 inches of snow from where we are now. 7 to 10 day forecast, alert days because of the snow Friday and Saturday. Temperatures stay mild, chance of snow Tuesday night and Wednesday, and then maybe a better chance of snow Friday into Saturday before Jimmy tries to get out and see his shadow on Sunday.
All right, Gary, thanks a lot. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Up next, the CBS Evening News.